Hi guys, welcome back to this Manchester City Retro career mode. My name is Chris, and today we're going to do an away game in the league against Fulham and then a very tough away tie in the Coca Cola Cup against Newcastle. I'm going to skip the Wealdstone FA Cup tie as I feel it might just be a bit of a non-starter for that one. As you can see from our current run of form, we last came to you with Gillingham and Chesterfield. Our form has continued to be absolutely excellent. We had a little bit of a blip against Wickham away from home, but then we had a run of 5 clean sheets on the bounce. As you can see, Sean Goater and Sean Wright-Phillips have been regulars on the score sheet, and we've beaten Millwall and Notts County 2-1 in our last 2 matches. So the reason I've come to you for the game against Fulham is looking at the league table. We are very, very close, and Fulham are our closest rivals at this time. Both sides remain unbeaten at this moment as well, so it's a very important game in the context of the league season. So without further ado, we will get on with the game. We have had a little bit of an injury crisis, judged by the number of games that we've had in the previous month. It's going to be a tough game, this one, and we have had to rotate quite a bit because, as you can see, as I go down, Edgehill isn't fully fit and he's got a minor injury. Vaughan and Brown are fully injured. Bishop's got a minor injury, and Sean Goater is also still in recovery as well. Ian Bishop is fully fit despite the fact that he's got a slight knock. He did play in the last game, scored a very important goal, so we will bring him in on the bench just to make sure that we have adequate cover. We'll bring Farrelly out of the squad. So I'm going to also play John Macken up front ahead of Paul Dickov. Paul Dickov has really been struggling in front of goal. Macken has been a little bit more successful, so this is the starting 11 for today's game. We've got Weaver in goal. We've got Whitley at left back, the youngster. He hasn't played many games for us, but this is his opportunity to shine. We've got Morrison, Tiskadads, Mackin at the back, Vikings, Pollock and Darren Ferguson in the midfield trio. Russell and Wright-Phillips either side with John Macken up front. Like I say, unfortunately, because of the number of games in October, we have had a real issue in terms of player fitness, and we've had to rotate quite regularly. But with the 8 games that we've had in the month, plus injuries, it has been quite difficult to keep things intact. But hopefully we can continue our unbeaten start to the season. But obviously Fulham will also be aiming for that as well. So it's going to be a very tough game, and hopefully we can end their unbeaten run and extend ours. Not entirely sure how this game's going to go. Fulham are quite a good side, as is quite clear to see with the fact that they're second in the table at the moment and the fact that they are also unbeaten. So I'm hopeful that we can get a good start. Pollock with a set piece here. Tiskadads is at the far post and he's hit the post, I think, there. And a very good chance there. Goes begging. Hopefully it will not be our last and we can press home this early advantage. We've got Mackin on the right hand side with a throw, plays it with Wright-Phillips. Vikings back into Wright-Phillips here, and Wright-Phillips is in and he's hit the post as well, and Taylor managing to claim afterwards. So that's twice now we've hit the woodwork early doors, and I hope that these missed chances don't come back to haunt us. And unfortunately, as you can see, we've suffered an early injury again. So Jeff Whitley, who hasn't actually played much football, but he has ended up with an injury. We're going to have to bring on left winger Neil Heaney to play at left back, and hopefully he will have enough defensive attributes about him to get through this match. It's not ideal. I didn't want to have a makeshift back 4 for such an important game, but needs must in these situations, and we've got to keep tabs on things. Just change this over here to the league table just so that we can see what's happening. As you can see, Stoke, Wigan, Walsall, it's all very tight around the playoffs at the moment. We have got a good lead atop of the table at the moment. If we extend it with another win today, I feel like we are going to be in a good position to really press on with our advantage this season. Heaney with a free kick here, plays it in toward the far post looking for Macken, who couldn't get onto it. Wright-Phillips managed to get there. That is a brilliant ball out to the right hand side for Neil Heaney. He has got support, but he's smashed it here and he's put his foot right through it. Very unorthodox position considering he's supposed to be playing left back. He ended up wide right there and he has smashed it into the goalkeeper who couldn't keep it out, and it's 1-0, and that is a huge goal in the context of our season. It makes our lead 11 points at the moment in the league. Let's have a look. Again, we don't want any complacency. We need to be really on point in this game. There is no chance that we want them to get back into this match. They've got a very good strike force. Barry Hales has scored a number of goals for Fulham this season. So I'm just hopeful that we can continue the way we are at this time. As you can see, a couple of players are struggling for fitness. I don't want to make substitutions too early in this game, but with half an hour to go, it looks like we're going to have to make one or two changes. Sean Wright-Phillips is really struggling for fitness, so Matt Haywood is going to come on, and unfortunately our key defender Tiskadads is also struggling and he's on a yellow card, so I feel like it's important to bring him off as well. I don't want to be making too many changes, but because of the player fitness, we are going to have to make these changes. Chris Mackin, unfortunately, is our only proper fullback now at the moment, so he's going to have to stay on at right back. With 25 minutes to go, we're looking quite strong at the moment. The XG is looking good, and in terms of shots, we are absolutely dominating the game at the moment. In terms of possession, we're at 60%. We seem to have averaged around 70, so Fulham are getting a little bit more of the ball than some of the other teams we've played against in recent matches. Mackin now is really struggling for fitness, and Fulham have a set piece here. It's going to be Allen whipping the set piece, and it's going to be cleared away by Richard Jobson, but only as far as Barry Hales. He's trying to get out to him, but it's Hales, and it's ended up as an equaliser. It bundled about in the penalty area. Goose Ulenbeek has scored his first ever goal for Fulham. It's a huge blow, as I thought we were looking good for the win, but as I've said before, at 1-0, anything can happen in these matches. We've immediately got another highlight though. So hopefully with us in possession at the moment, we can create another chance. Haywood couldn't get there and Brevet manages to clear. And this is Allen into Bracewell. And Fulham are looking over the top here for Alan Smith. And it is the Alan Smith that used to play for Manchester United. I did some checking earlier. He is actually on loan from Leeds as a 17-year-old. It's absolutely ridiculous to think about, considering the career he had in the Premier League. As Marden knocks it over the top looking for Barry Hales. Mackin does superbly to win the header. And this is Jobson, who plays it sideways to Morrison. Now Ferguson into Pollock. John Mackin plays it into Craig Russell, who's in behind here. Craig Russell, can he get around the keeper? No, he can't. It's a very good piece of goalkeeping by Taylor. And we've missed a very important chance there. Heaney with the throw into Morrison, back to Heaney. Now Pollock, back to Heaney again. Plays it over the top and looking forward for John Mackin, who's not had many opportunities in this match so far. And Humphreys has won the header, and the tiredness of Mackin has told there, and it's Barry Hales, and it's a very good save, very important save there by Nicky Weaver. We're looking to make some changes again if we can. Kevin Horlock is going to come on for Darren Ferguson. Again, fitness-wise, we're absolutely spent at the moment. I'm going to have to bring on Ian Bishop, I think, as well, for Jamie Pollock, just to freshen up that central midfield, and hopefully we can get something going. There's going to be a set piece here for Fulham once again. We did concede from a set piece previously. I'm going to demand more from the team. Hopefully we can really push on at the end of this match. It's Allen with the set piece. It's cleared away by Mackin. He's pushing out looking for Allen. And it's cleared away again. And John Mackin's managed to get a hold of it here. John Mackin charging forward. He's moving down the right hand side. He's not got much support. He finds Haywood. Unfortunately, the replay ends there. Bishop with a set piece at the edge of the penalty area. In it goes. Haywood's header. And it's a very good claim by Taylor in the Fulham goal. What a time that would have been for him to get his first goal. And that is a brilliant delivery from Taylor, the goalkeeper. And Hales is in behind. And Hales has scored for Fulham right near the end here. Fulham look like they're going to get the victory here, and that is absolutely devastating considering our unbeaten run at the start of this campaign, and it looks set to end here. Unfortunately, the tiredness at the back has certainly told, and it looks like we're going to struggle to get back into the game. There is a couple of minutes left. Nicky Weaver finds Jobson. The fact that we're on the ball is a positive sign, and Jobson's just punted it forward. And Taylor, the goalkeeper, it's a huge error by Taylor. And John Mackin, he's put it wide. It's an open goal. And John Mackin has missed the key opportunity here to bring us level. And that has cost us all 3 points here. Fulham with a 2-1 win. And John Macken with a huge miss right at the death. It should have got us the equaliser, and if it was up to me to be really cynical, that'll be the last time he would have played for us, but we certainly need him in the squad at the moment. And the injury to Jeff Whitley is 3 to 4 weeks with a groin strain. And yeah, a very disappointing result in the end. And I will hopefully be able to rectify some of those mistakes. But it's going to be a very tough game against Newcastle away, so we will get prepared with the FA Cup tie against Wealdstone, and then we'll come back for the Newcastle game. Okay guys, here we go. Away at Newcastle United in the Coca Cola Cup third round. As you can see from the Newcastle side, they're currently 5th in the Premier League. And when you look at some of the players they have, Shay Given is there in his prime, along with Steve Harper, who had a very long career at Newcastle. They've got Norberto Solano, Steve Howe's there, Stuart Pearce has actually gone there now. They've got the likes of Dietmar Hamann, Gary Speed, and of course up front they have the main man, Alan Shearer. It's quite a throwback, it has to be said. So we've got our work cut out for us against what is a very good Premier League side with Newcastle. As you can see by the Premier League, Arsenal, Manchester United are largely fighting it out for the Premier League. And as you can see, you've got all the old teams in there as well. So Coventry are up there, Derby are up there, Wimbledon, that's the old school Wimbledon as well that Vinnie Jones used to play for, Sheffield Wednesday and Charlton. So it's quite odd to see the Premier League shaped up as the way it is. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on with this Newcastle game. We did rotate quite a bit for the Wealdstone game. We actually won 10-0 against Wealdstone. I brought in a couple of the youth players through, including a 15-year-old Joey Barton. He played his first game for the club, and he got a very good rating. He didn't get a goal, but he did manage to set up 1 or 2 goals as well. So as we look at the setup for this game, we managed to rest a lot of our key players for that previous match. Nicky Weaver is still remaining in goal. Kevin Horlock is going to have to be a makeshift left back because unfortunately Chris Mackin is having to play at right back, and Edgehill is suspended now, and Jeff Whitley is still injured. So we've got Morrison and Tiscadad and Mackin at the back, in with Horlock at left back, Feekins, Pollock and Bishop in the midfield trio, Wright Phillips and Russell once again either side of Sean Gota. After that devastating defeat against Fulham, it was good for the side to have that really comfortable win against Wealdstone, just to pick up morale again a little bit. But I do fear that we might be on the receiving end a little bit in this game, and hopefully we can really push on and once again at least give good account of ourselves in this match. The Fulham game we were unlucky not to equalise, but I think in this game we are going to have our work cut out for us, but hopefully we can at least potentially get a goal. And straight away early on, Sean Wright Phillips, after 2 minutes here, has put us in front. What a fantastic effort that was. Brilliant surprise to start off this game, and we've certainly got something to hold on to now. And well, it was very unexpected, really. I didn't expect to be ahead. If we can beat a Premier League side at this stage, it would be a really, really good account to see where we're at with this squad. Obviously, as time goes on, we will improve anyway. And here we go with Newcastle in possession. It's Domi on the left-hand side. Inside to May. Back to Domi again. And May again. Who switched it to Norberto Solano. Norberto Solano on that right-hand side. Plays it back to Vierclau. And now Hamann. Pollock couldn't quite win possession there. Hamann held onto it superbly. And Hamann has switched it, looking for the centre of the box, but he's just overhit it slightly, and Gary Speed gets it back to Domi. Newcastle dominating possession here. We're struggling to get into it, and that is a brilliant save from Nicky Weaver. Alan Shearer with the opportunity there, but Nicky Weaver holds on to his clean sheet for the time being, at least. Solano with the delivery, headed away by Tiscadad. He's going to be absolutely vital in this match today. And this is Glass now. Inside to Duncan Ferguson, and it's cleared off the line. Tiscadad's again in there to clear it. And still Newcastle are pushing forward. All the pressure is from them now. And as you can see by the possession, despite the way we play, we're not seeing a lot of the ball here, and it is looking like Newcastle have played their way into being the favourite team as they were supposed to. We're certainly not keeping hold of possession very well, but we are holding on to this one goal lead at the moment, and Newcastle aren't getting many chances either. Alberto Solano here with a free kick. It's cleared away, and only as far as Vierclau. Sean Golter can't quite get onto him. He almost did, but not quite. And this is Solano into Howe, now Dietmar Hamann. Back to Steve Howe. Vierclau. Back out wide to Howe. He plays it out wide even further to Solano down the wing. Solano, is he going to whip it in here? No, he's played it back to Vierclau, who probably will get a crossing potentially here, and he does. And Morrison manages to get it away. Harman's beat Vikings to it, and Tishkadad apparently has brought down Duncan Ferguson here. It's a foolish penalty to give away, and VAR will be checking this. The penalty has been awarded, and yes, I know VAR wasn't around then, but with it being in the Premier League, the game can only change so many different settings, so VAR is a thing at Premier League grounds. And Shearer, as he did for most of his Newcastle career, converting the penalty there, and they have, to be quite honest, it's a deserved equaliser. I was hoping we'd hold out until half time, but they have rightfully got their equaliser, and we'll see how we get on for the second half. In terms of going forward, we're not creating a lot, which, considering it is against the Premier League side, we aren't going to be expected to do quite as much as we have been doing in the league games. But we are giving good account of ourselves. The fact that we were in front for pretty much the whole of the first half is a positive in my opinion. And even though we may eventually lose this tie, I think it's certainly a good exercise to see where we're at. As Domit breaks down this left hand side, right, Phillips is trying to get at him and he just can't shake him off the ball here, and he's found Glass, who plays it into Alan Shearer, and that is a thunderous volley from Alan Shearer. It's 2-1 to Newcastle, and it looks like they're going to press on their advantage now, as Alan Shearer is once again doing what he always did, and that is scoring plenty of goals for Newcastle. We have had a few poor performances though, it has to be said, and I think we are going to have to make some changes. Andy Morrison has been very poor at centre-back today. We're going to bring Richard Jobson on. Pollock's not seeing a lot of the ball in midfield. We're going to bring on Duncan Ferguson. And Sean Golds has had nothing in terms of the ball at all today, so John Macken's going to come on, and we'll just leave it at that for now. And hopefully we can at least get a couple more efforts. Whether we will or not, it remains to be seen, but hopefully we can at least just try and create something. As Nicky Weaver lays claim to the ball here. Plays out to Vikings, now Tiskadads, into Mackin. Bishop has lost out to Gary Speed, and it's Alan Shearer, and that is a thunderbolt from Shearer. It's his hat-trick. It's very much game over now. I can't see us getting back into this game, and Alan Shearer, as he did with many teams, he has single-handedly turned the tide for Newcastle, and it's pretty much game over now. I think the fact that we've not had much possession has certainly gone against us. The XG is obviously in Newcastle's favour as well, but I think overall there are some positives to take from this. We have had some attempts, a lot of them from distance though, and not many on target. Newcastle have dominated the game, but they are a much better side. It is unfortunate, but we've done okay. We've got to the third round. We weren't expected to go on and win anything by any means, so it's job done. The Coca Cola Cup is now finished for us, but we are in the FA Cup after that huge win against Wealdstone. It's unfortunate, but again, we managed to get an early goal, and it'll do really good wonders for Sean Wright Phillips for his confidence as well. Considering the fact that he is still only 16 years of age, and hopefully he is certainly going to become a player that we will be able to use in the future of this save as well. He's doing really, really well at the moment. He's 17, sorry, not 16, and he's developing really well at the moment. But there's that 10-0 win. We did rotate a lot, like I say, for the game against Wealdstone. We've actually drawn Hampton and Richmond in the next round of the FA Cup, so we'll probably skip past that one. and we've actually got a double header away and at home against Bristol Rovers. It's a bit of a novelty that. I think what we'll do is we'll come back for the away game and the home game against Bristol Rovers. So hopefully you have enjoyed this video. I will play on through quite a few games, obviously, to get to those two fixtures in the middle of December. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again soon.